welcome to another episode of Quake and Bake. Today I'm going to be baking mini NES controller cakes. I am super excited for this super retro episode. So the first thing you're going to need to start with is making your cake. Okay, so I am using classic white cake, which calls for the cake mix, 1 cup of water, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. Then I'm going to go ahead and mix it. Then I'm going to go ahead and use this pan that I just bought. It looks like little mini cakes. It's not cupcakes, but it's rectangle size cakes. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my batter in here. Then we're going to bake it. Alright, so now that our cakes are done, I'm going to choose one of them. So I'm going to choose the smallest one. Flip it over, and we're going to go ahead and cut the bottom of it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of frosting and just dirty ice this little puppy. Once we've done that, we're just going to go ahead and place our little cake aside. And then we're going to start the fondant. So I actually prepared 2 different types of fondant. I just colored it with this gel dye right here. So I have a gray for the outside and a black for the inside. And I actually have a picture here of an NES controller for reference. So I'm going to go ahead and do the gray first. So we're going to take the gray out, going to put some powdered sugar on our rolling pin here. And we're going to begin to roll out the fondant. So I'm gonna admit this is my first time trying fondant, so let's hope it goes well. Gonna roll it and turn it, roll it, turn it. Then we're gonna grab the fondant like this. Actually, let me cake, come to me. We're going to bring this cake over here. And then we're just going to roll out the fondant over the cake, like that. So let's do the corners first. There we go. Go ahead and mold it to it. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is get this little tool here, and I'm just going to smooth out the edges and press down. Smooth and press. Smooth and press. Smooth and press. Then we're going to go ahead and get a knife. I'm going to cut these edges. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this out to my liking. Then once we have it as flat as we like, we're gonna go ahead and cut it out to a rectangle shape. Carefully grab it. And now let's carefully place it on top of our little cake. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my icing or my frosting, put it inside of these baggies and cut a tiny little hole so I can do a little bit of piping decoration. Alright, so now that I've got the icing in the baggies, these are just the same icings, but I added a little bit of black food coloring to this one. We're going to cut a tiny, 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 and when I say tiny, I mean tiny, little hole at the edge. Tiny! Alright, so then we're going to go ahead and try to pipe on this design here. We're going to start with the cross. Or actually, let's go ahead and start with the easy one and start with these buttons over here. So we're going to try and do this as carefully as possible. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the gray. We're going to cut another tiny little hole. Like this. Tiny, tiny. That's not tiny. Then we're going to do these markings right here. While those are wet, I'm gonna go ahead and grab these sprinkles that I have. And instead of just circle round controller buttons, I thought I'd make it a little more fun and add little red heart buttons. So let's grab one heart there and one heart here. And we're just gonna place them on top like this. And push them down so that the white shows. Ah! And for the buttons, I'm going to go ahead and use this licorice that I have here. Let me go ahead and cut off tiny little pieces. All right, so I really want the controller to pop out, and I did go a little bit crooked here, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try to save this. So I'm going to use this black licorice, cut a piece here. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down some more white. So let's lay it down right here in the middle. Then I'm gonna go ahead and place the black licorice. This is a little big, let's cut it. Remember, these are miniature cakes, have to think small. I'm gonna cut it and place it here. Push it down. Then we're going to put two more, one on each side, but remember, these have to be tiny, tiny. For the final touches, I'm gonna go ahead and add some more of this string because, you know, back in the day, there were never wireless controllers. We're just gonna go ahead and add this underneath the cake. Stick it in there and just have it on the plate. So there you guys have it, a miniature NES controller cake. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it takes a lot of time and it was my first time working with fondant. I'm pretty proud of this. I hope you guys have fun with this and try it out yourself. If you'd like to suggest an idea for next week's Quake and Bake, go ahead and leave a comment below. Be sure to leave a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Cupquake and I will see you all later. Bye!